Okay. Hello. Welcome. We are recording. Today we're doing the content automation and sparkly biz domination. I am so excited to be teaching you guys this. And I'm just going to go in and get started. Just a little bit of background information on me and my goals today, and then we'll jump right into content. If you're feeling handcuffed to your business and feeling like you have to show up every single day, today I'm going to teach you a new way to do things. There's so many people that feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make any money if I'm not on every single day, and that's so not true. If you get stuck on what to say, post, write, all that kind of stuff, if you feel like you're running out of topics and content and you feel like you need to write a post or want to write a post and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I say? This training is for you. And if you're overwhelmed with the tech, like me, who just wants everything simple, easy, very just like tech, very just little to no tech, because my brain literally shuts off when it comes to tech. This is for you. And everyone calls me the shortcut queen. I'm going to teach you some of my favorite tips and tricks on how to shortcut. So if we haven't met yet, I'm Holly. I'm the Sparklepreneur and Shortcut Queen. And what I am totally obsessed with is teaching online business owners, women especially, how to hit $10,000 or more consistent months and teaching them all my shortcuts. There's always easier, better way of doing things. And I have just spent my whole career hacking that, just finding easier and better ways to do that, working less, making more money. I'm also a mommy of two. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old, so my life is really crazy, and a wifey to my husband, Michael. I love the beach. The beach is so my happy place, but I am a sucker for a good fall time, warm fire, cozy blanket, and a yummy glass of red wine. So I was working this powerful corporate job where I was on the top of the world. I was working for this multi-billion-dollar organization and making really great money and had a big team and all this responsibility and big budgets. And I just had this goal and this yearning inside of me. For whatever reason, I was like, oh my gosh, 6 figures is the magic number. I need to climb the corporate ladder because that's how I was conditioned my whole freaking life. And I need to make money and I need to do it with the corporate way. And I had this goal. I'm going to hit 6 figures before the age of 30. And I did that. And I still felt unfulfilled. And for those of you who have worked in corporate, you can probably totally understand where I'm coming from, because it's just someone's over your shoulder telling you what to do, limiting your creativity. You have to like pretend to work just to like, if you finish your work early, or else you're like the odd one out if you're leaving at 3-4 o'clock. It just wasn't the environment for me. So then I started consulting for business owners who had like a couple $1 million in business, and teaching them how to shortcut. I didn't realize it then, but I've always been the shortcut queen. Isn't it funny how that always works? And then I started an online boutique, which introduced me to this online world. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this online world. I'm obsessed with this freedom. I'm obsessed with like just doing whatever I want. But I had a big DIY mentality, which ultimately led to burnout. So then I started my coaching business and did everything differently. Now I work 3 days a week part-time from like 11 in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon when I pick up my daughter, a couple days a week, probably like 3, sometimes 4. I hit multiple 5-figure months consistently. I have a full coaching business. I'm an industry leader. I travel. I have fun. I just bought a new car. I can do whatever I want, right? Like I've grown my business in less than 2 years, taking lots of shortcuts all around content and automation that has allowed me to do what I'm doing today. So I did a lot of things wrong. Like I am the first one to admit it. I fucked up. I spend so much time listening to the experts and doing things the hard way. Like you have to have everything in line. You have to have a website. You have to have all your copy perfect. You have to have no spelling errors. Or people will think you're unprofessional. All the wrong things. And then I started doing things right when I listened to myself. And I was like, okay, girl, like you are good at shortcuts. Like start trusting yourself. And that's when my business really turned around. And when I learned a lot by following the right and wrong ways, I mastered having an online business and the secrets to just doing that and using content to do that. So I'm super excited. So I've totally got you. If you're figuring out this online world, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you want to make consistent money, like you are so in the right place. So if you have any questions during the presentation, find the chat box if you're with me live and put them in there. I'm just asking everyone to keep their microphones on mute so we can get through this really quickly. There is hopefully going to be time for some Q&A at the end, so I'm so excited about that. And shut off all distractions, your phones, your Facebook, all the stuff that's going on and dinging you right now. Try to be as present as you can with me today because you're gonna learn today. I'm going to help you today. My goal for this presentation is to have it super interactive. So parts of the presentation, I'm going to have people talk about their business and I'll dissect it with you live and show you how I do things. And I think that will be really helpful. So I want you guys to be with me during the presentation because if you get called on, we can really change your business too. Okay. Yay! Is everyone ready to start? Find the chat box and give me a sparkly emoji. Give me a hell yes. Tell me if you're ready. We have some more people joining us. I'm so excited. Yay! Okay. Party. Woohoo! Okay. Those are my cheer dance moves. Okay. So I really want to, you guys are so cute. Yay. Okay. So I really want to start from the foundational pieces of your business and touch on those because if you think of a house and the way a house is built, if somebody comes in and just rushes through the foundation, if somebody comes in and just rushes through the plumbing, and this is your dream house that you're going to be living in for years and you're going to be building your family here and, you know, maybe grandkids or whatever, like you want it to be good. Like you don't want burst pipes at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's really important to have a good foundation when it comes to your business. I want to touch on those foundational things. I really want you to get clear today on who you are in your business because you need to know what services you're offering, who you are helping. Yes, if you're a relationship coach, a business coach, whatever you are, you can probably do different things. If, for example, in my business coaching business, I wear a lot of hats. I sometimes am a life coach. Sometimes I'm a love coach. Sometimes, you know, I'm mostly a business coach, but sometimes we dive into marketing. Sometimes we dive into mindset. It's very dynamic, but what I am really offering at the end of the day is a very holistic approach to business coaching, right? So I am very clear that my clients, when you sign up to work with me, when you're in my programs, when you're in my courses, my goal is to get you working less, making more money, and hitting $10,000 and beyond months in your business. I'm very clear about that. And I'm very clear that I am a huge believer in content and the power of your voice. And when I help my clients improve on their content, on their copywriting, on finding themselves, on standing out online and teaching them how to automate all that, it all comes together. So I'm so super clear on that. So I really want you to take a couple minutes and be like, am I offering life coaching one day and then business coaching the next? Am I talking about like, oh my gosh, I'm going to help you find your purpose, but I'm also going to give you like the top 3 marketing tips that help me build my business? That is a very confusing message. Now, I understand there's probably a lot of multi-passionate people in this group. I am one of them, and it's okay to have multiple businesses. It's okay to have multiple passions, but keep them separate. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking about your coaching business, keep it in a container where people are very clear who your client is. If you're in an MLM and you're talking about that, keep it in a container so it's very clear exactly what that client's going to get from you when they purchase through you. So that's what I want to be clear with you guys, okay? What do you want to be known for? Like, don't even think about right now what you want to be known for. Think about like in 5 years, like when you're sitting in the seat as a CEO of your business and you have this multi-million-dollar coaching business, like what do you want people to be known for? I am such a believer of making decisions from your next level self. Like, what would your next level self do? When I was making a decision to buy a new car, did I need a new car? Absolutely not. My car's great. My car's fine. It runs. It's very functional. But when I got in there, did it make me feel like I'm this badass millionaire with this multi-million-dollar business who's impacting lives all over the world? No, it's just a car, right? So that's when I made the decision to make some upgrades in my life and purchase that car that was a little bit out of my comfort zone, because that's what I want. Like, I want to be known for the person that teaches people how to do things differently online, how to shortcut, how to make things simpler, and how to get there faster and easier. I want to be known for that, that you can hack your business and still have a lot of fun in life and make a lot of money and have big ROIs, right? Like, I want to be known for that. I want to be known for the coach that helps women just like change their whole entire life. I'm going to mute somebody. There we go. Okay. Uh-oh, who's not muted here? Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's what I really want to be known for in my business. Like, when I had a client come to me and she was just like, oh my gosh, Holly, like I could never afford signing my kids up for karate lessons, and he was getting bullied and picked on. And because of you, I'm able to do that. Like, that's my impact. That's my why. What have you overcome yourself? Oh gosh, like so many things. I've overcome burnout. I've overcome scarcity mindset. I've overcome building a business. I've overcome hitting like multiple 5-figure months. I've overcome so many things. So you always can teach people when you're 1 or 2 steps ahead of them, right? You don't need to be this Tony Robbins. You know, people get very intimidated. They're not going to probably hire Tony Robbins as a one-on-one coach when they're just starting off, because that's very intimidating. So that's exactly what I want you to think about. What have you overcome? What do you want to be known for? And getting super clear on who you are. Okay, so your ideal client is so important. Everyone talks about ideal client, but I'm just going to touch on something different today, okay? So your ideal client is the very person that you want to work with, that you want to help. And a lot of people are like, well, Holly, I don't really know my ideal client. I'm like, okay, well, look at your client roster right now. People who are doing your courses, people who are taking your programs, people who are working with you one-on-one. Who is your absolute favorite? Like, who is that person who you're like, oh, I can't wait to talk to? And maybe they're all your favorite. And then find what they have in common, and that is your person. And so you're writing your post, when you are doing your content, you have somebody in mind, right? And that could change, that can evolve. Like, when I first started my business, I called myself a visibility and PR person, because in my online boutique, that's what I really mastered, visibility and PR. And then as I grew and my business grew, I became so much more in a different way. So when you're thinking of your ideal client, what do they really need help with from you that you've mastered yourself? Like, what have you done yourself that you've overcome, that you've mastered? That struggle, what is that? And that's how you can zone in more on your ideal client. So when you're thinking of your ideal client, I want you to think of their pain points. So what keeps your clients up at night, or this particular favorite client when you're really zoning in on one? What makes them cry? Like, if you and think about yourself too. Like when you were going through this, like you and your ideal client should be very similar. It maybe is you 5 years ago, maybe you 2 years ago, maybe you 20 years ago, whatever it is, but you should know your ideal client's heart, right? So if you really close your eyes and you think about yourself, like, and you think about your ideal clients and you think about the people that you love working with, what is your ideal client really thinking about at night? What makes them cry? Like, what could have somebody said to you 5 years ago and you would just burst down into tears? What are they thinking about in the shower? Like when your mind, those like moments where your mind is just like still, when you're driving, when you're in the shower, when you just like have that moment where all the chaos in your life has kind of died down and it's just you and your head, right? Like what is that stuff that is just like, oh, I wish I can change this. I wish I can fix this. I wish I can improve this, right? Those are your pain points. So when I talk about happy points, these are things, what makes your clients smile? What are they dreaming of? What do they close their eyes and they picture their life? What does that look like? What is the vision behind their life, their business, their weight loss, whatever capacity you're helping them with? What is that vision? What gets them excited and happy? What is their goals? Like these are the things that when we talk about happy points, I want you to think about. Okay, does this make sense, guys, between pain points and happy points? I want to make sure that we are on the same page. So just throw in the comments if you're with me live, if that makes sense on pain points and happy points. Okay, so when we're going through this, okay, cool. So when we're going through this and we're talking about, okay, yes, perfect. Okay. Pain points and happy points. This is what I want you to distinguish. This is what I want you to think about.
You'll get this in about 45 minutes.
45.
Okay. Make sure everyone's muted when there's more people coming on. Okay, awesome. Here we go. Okay, so examples. So I am going to use, Meg, can I use you as an example since you're on here and I know your business?
No problem.
Yay. Okay. So let's run through your client's pain points. Like, so think about your ideal client, like that one person, maybe you're working with one-on-one who you just are really excited about, even though you're excited about all your clients, but that you just like know in your heart, like you can help them, like they're doing the work, they're listening to you, they're applying all of that you're teaching them to their lives and they're getting results. So that person, what are some of their pain points?
I'm a relationship coach, guys. So I think that they're just, what happens is they meet someone they're really excited about and then it doesn't, oftentimes just doesn't work out. And then they feel so hopeless and they feel like they're never going to meet anybody and that they're going to end up just not ever meeting anybody for their life partner.
Okay, so their pain points are lonely, like the fear of loneliness.
I think it's like the fear of the future, like of like that worry that they're just going to end up alone is one I hear a lot.
Okay, so loneliness, the fear of
loneliness is huge, of course.
Maybe like, for example, they're always having to show up at events by themselves, like go on like to dinners by themselves. They have nobody to cuddle with on the couch. They're just like by themselves all the time. Maybe like they're getting comments from people like, oh, like everyone's trying to be their matchmaker for them and that kind of gets old after a while. Are these things?
Yeah, the families ask them, everybody's like, why are you single? And then another thing is like that I hear, it's like all the responsibilities for the household, like they have to manage all of that. And that's frustrating. They just like have nobody on their team. It's just like it's just that number one, they're alone.
Yeah. And nobody to travel with. I mean, these are all pain points, right? So what about their happy points? If you reverse that, what would be like their happy place?
Like on a rainy Sunday, or like you were saying, Holly, on a freezing cold day, they can snuggle up in blanket and chill on that Sunday and have their man by their side, and there's just not that aching loneliness. They can lay on the couch and watch series with their man.
What kind of series? Like, what are they actually doing?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a TV watcher, so I don't know the shows, but I should probably look one up so I can for my ideal client and throw it in my marketing. But maybe he would scratch her back and she could snuggle up and put her head on his chest, and he might kiss her on the cheek, and she would just feel warmth in her whole body, and she just doesn't get that. She's starved for affection now and attention and adoration.
Yeah. So your pain point, so instead of just saying loneliness, or instead of just saying like, the fear of the future, like painting that picture is where a lot of people have that disconnect between their content and the pain points and happy points. So do you guys see how Megan went into the details of kissing her on her forehead and just making her feel warm, and they're watching a show together on those cold days and they're in front of the fire, and maybe they're planning a trip for a romantic getaway to their favorite bed and breakfast and Wisconsin or whatever it is. Those are the real things that I want you to start talking about in your content. It's not just, if you are feeling lonely, come see me. It's, here's what lonely feels like. That's the difference between content that pulls you in and draws you in, and content that people will come to you and say, oh my gosh, you're really talking to me in your words. Like, did you write that post for me? When you're showing your people what that feels like, when you're painting that picture of that dream vacation and their toes in the sand drinking a pomegranate margarita that's ice is halfway melted because it's so hot out. So instead of saying like, you want a freedom-based business or you want a beautiful relationship, I want you to make me feel it, right? So when you were your client, and thank you, Meg, for brainstorming with me. When you were with your client, when you were your client, think back when you were that person. So Meg, she is a love and relationship coach, and she's got a great husband, Josh, and they have a great life together. But there was a point where that wasn't her reality, where she was that person that she's helping now. When she was sitting on the couch by herself and wondering why men weren't sticking around with her, even though she's like gorgeous and successful and has all like the bells and whistles, like something wasn't right? Like something wasn't sticking and wasn't working. So she knows that she worked on herself. She worked on the things to get through that. And she got through that. And that's when she attracted her husband to her, and they got engaged. Like, what is it? Like in 3 or 4 months, like after knowing each other, and they're happily married. But at one point, she was her ideal client. So, Meg, when you were going through that, 5.5, okay, it was close. So when you were going through that, what was that changing moment? What were some of those like feelings that you felt? What was that rock bottom? So now I want you to think of those stories. I want you to think of those examples of you. So not only when you're writing your content, you can go through and talk about your ideal client, but you can share those stories. So Meg, if you can come on with me again, when you were single and you were going through these moments of your life where you're just like, this isn't working, like what's something you can think of the top of your head that you feel like your audience would relate to that happened to you, or something that you felt, or like a pivotal moment that made you make that change, or just like a pivotal memory that was like, oh my gosh, I was so desperate back then, or so lost back then. Like what's, a story and something that you can connect with your audience on from when you were actually in that place as your ideal client. If you want to answer that would be great.
I'll give you one story, one that I don't use in my marketing that I just thought of. So thank you. So, I was pounding the streets in Manhattan looking for love. And of course, I would go out a lot and try to circulate my bad self, And I remember, having no one in my man funnel at the time. And I would feel so empty and like kind of hopeless sometimes. I remember, and I lived on the Upper East Side, so I would be out in like downtown or Chelsea. And then I remember oftentimes I would just like have a miserable night and I would just like cry the whole way home.
Yeah.
It just felt awful.
Like, and what was that like feeling? Like, what was those like feelings behind the tears? Like, yes, you were lonely, but like tell me more than that. Tell me what like lonely was.
That's a great question. I don't know. I must have felt like not good enough, like nobody liked me, like I couldn't find my person, just not pretty enough, or all the things that I thought were preventing me from finding love. I mean, at the time I didn't know, I was just going at it the wrong way, but I just felt like in every way, I just like wasn't enough. Because when you're in New York, you're like comparing yourself to, there's like supermodels everywhere. And so you're just really hard on yourself. And, it was a sucky place to be.
Yeah. And those feelings that you had, I bet you every single one of your ideal clients is experiencing that. They're feeling that. So go when you get off this training and write that post, explain that story, and don't just tell me that you felt lonely. Don't just show me what lonely felt like. Show me what that really meant. Like those deep, vulnerable thoughts that you had, because that's going to connect to your audience. And then somebody's going to reach out to you and say, oh my gosh, that post is me. You like wrote that post for me. Because that's what happens when you speak from your heart, when you really open up and share not just adjectives or verbs, actually what that means, like what that feels like being on the subway by yourself, going home from work and like feeling just like terrible. That is a very relatable feeling that a lot of women who follow you and are circulating around you, that's going to bring them to the next step, to invest in a higher program, to buy that course, to join your one-on-one, whatever it is, when you can really speak to them on that level. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks, Holly.
Yes. So those of you who didn't go out through this exercise, I want you to start thinking about that and write down 3 of your pain points, you, your ideal client, 3 of your happy points, and 3 stories, examples when you were your ideal client, like what you went through, what you felt, going deeper. Yes, Megan said that really challenges me to go deeper. Yes, going deeper is the key to content that sells. It's scary sometimes to share those vulnerable feelings or those vulnerable stories, but every time I do, my business just changes. My life just changes. Somebody reaches out to me and says, oh my gosh, like that helped me so much. And that's what we're all here to do, is just help people. So write down, take a couple seconds, just start jotting down some pain points, some happy points of your ideal client, maybe even think back to yourself, and 3 stories examples that you can share. If you shared them before or not, that's fine. But this time you share them, I want you to go deeper, right? So don't use words like like you can use those words, but show me what lonely meant. Don't say like you're struggling to hit, a couple $1,000s a month in your business or $5,000 a month in your business. Well, yeah, they are, but like, show me what that feels like. Show me what that really means when somebody who's hustling in their business is just trying to go, and it's not working. Like, what kind of fears, what kind of self-doubt, like what things are coming up for them? You need to know that ideal client in order to speak to them, to get them to pull out their credit card and buy from you every time, right? Your content is your secret sparkly weapon. I promise you. It's not like the crazy bells and whistles of your business. It's not the websites. It's not, having this huge team. It's your content that is going to shift. It's when you write those emails, when you write those posts, when you go on live, when you're doing a webinar, whatever it is, like getting really deep with your people and showing them like, hey, I understand you. I get you. I was you. Don't feel bad about it. It happens to me too. It happened to me too. And here's how I got through it. Here's how I got over it. Here's how you can too. So does everyone have their 3 pain points, 3 happy points? And for those of you guys who are watching replays and with me there too, you can go ahead and pause it. But for those of you who are with it live, 3 pain points, 3 happy points of your ideal client or you. Same thing, right? Because we all once were our ideal clients. And then the 3 stories examples when you were your ideal client. Like, what are some things you can really go deep on? And what are things that are coming up when you're thinking of your pain points and happy points? Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Does anyone have any questions about pain points, happy points, how to go deeper, or anything that we just talked about? You can go ahead and put them in the chat. I would love to answer them before we move on, because then I'm going to teach you how to automate it. Okay. I'm going to show you my examples of automation. Okay, is everyone ready to move on? Do you guys have all your pain points and happy points and just 3 stories examples? Okay, perfect. Yay, okay. So here's where I want to pull this all together for you guys. And obviously I would love to sit here for hours and teach you everything I know and how to automate it, but I'm just really keeping this at a level to just start taking some golden nuggets and implement it, right? So if you have your 3 pain points, if you have your 3 happy points, you can turn this process into forever content, right? So what I have on my computer always, and you can go deeper and go to 10 pain points, 10 happy points, whatever you want, is a list of all my clients' pain points and happy points, like things that I continually think of, things that I continually like, oh, this is how they feel, like this is how I felt. And my pain points and happy points I have in a document. So whenever I am like feeling stuck around writing content, whenever I'm feeling stuck around just writing an email or going on live, or I'm like, I don't know what to say, like if I'm not inspired to say something, I will go into that forever content file and just pull one of those, right? Because we all talk about the same things in our business. Like if you're a love and relationship coach, then you're always going to talk about the same couple things. You might word them differently or spin them differently, but there's basic core things that you're always going to talk about. So that's your forever content. So I don't ever want to hear that you guys are running out of content, because these pain and happy points are speaking to your ideal client. You can go ahead and expand on these points. You can share more stories. You can keep lists of more stories. You can keep highlights, like as you're thinking of things, like in this forever content file. I also like using Evernote. That's something that I do. Evernote is just like on an iPhone. And I think they have it on Android too. But as I'm like going through things or on client calls and I hear people talking about things, I'm like, oh yeah, like, because here's the things, like my clients have like huge success. And when I'm talking to my clients, they usually all say the same thing. So when I'm usually on client calls, it always weirdly happens. Like there's a theme of the week. And it's like, I'm hearing it from my clients. They're all like saying the same thing. Like I'm feeling uninspired. I'm going through a funk. Like I don't know what to say. Like these are all things that constantly come up with my clients. So that is my forever content, because I'm constantly hearing the same things over from all of my favorite clients. All of my clients are my favorite, but that turns into my forever content. I can always talk about that. And then keeping your pain and happy points with you so you can grab them whenever you want to write post or talk about things. You can just like automatically grab that list and say, okay, my pain points and my clients are this. My pain points and my clients are this. Okay, so pain point is, loneliness. Maybe in an email series, you want to share a couple stories about loneliness. Or in a post, you want to talk about like what loneliness meant, or how you felt, or a story to inspire people. So that is going to be your forever content. So how I automate this is I use, I use an app called SmarterQ. And I put my content in, new and old, into a scheduler. And I love SmarterQ. I love it because it really compares to like a Meet Edgar, where all of your content is saved. So you once it posts, it doesn't delete. Like it's there forever. So you don't have to constantly re-upload and redo it. And it's like $10 or $20 cheaper than Meet Edgar a month. I can go in, here's what I do with my Instagram is I go into my SmarterQ app, because when you're using SmarterQ, you can literally pick whatever you want. It's not just like, oh, here's an alert to post something. It's like, yeah, here's an alert to post something, but it's scheduled. But I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm trying to get the angle so it works with my camera. Okay. So when I go to post on Instagram, here's literally what comes up. There's hundreds of posts that I can choose from, or I can just pick the one on top, which is the scheduled one, or I can choose something else. So then I can literally click it, and I click it, and then it says, do you want to post to Instagram? And I say yes, and then I hit copy to Instagram. And then it gives you an option. You can put it in your story, or you can put it in your feed. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to get the lighting angles. Woo! Okay, and then I hit feed, and then I go ahead and I post it. And then all of my content pops in there too. And after I do that, I can add my call to action. The content is the content that I've had that I created. It's new and old. But then I can go in, and all of that stuff is without call to action unless I have something specific scheduled. And I could read through the content real quick, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, and don't forget to grab my new freebie that I have, or don't forget to check out my new program. And I can quickly add call to actions with recycled content. So that's what I was telling you. That it's an affiliate link I have for you, but it's bit.ly/sparklysq, and SQ is in caps. That's my favorite automator app to use. There's a bunch of them out there. I'm just telling you what works for me, and it's a very cost friendly. So, and it's really easy to use. I just give it to my team, and they put everything in there. So it's really, really easy. I love it. And then it looks like I'm showing up in my business all the time when I'm really on a beach somewhere, or spending time with my kids, or doing whatever I want to be doing. Okay. So that's what basically I have for you guys today. I just want to let you know that you're on your way to finding your voice better, to really nailing in on your ideal client, to getting deeper in your content, and then finding ways to put it into a scheduler and automating it so you're not showing up in your business. And Nicole says, brilliant, awesome. So another Sparkly Rock Star tip I had for you, just as a little bonus, is I love to have my VA take all of my old content and put it in my SmarterQ to go out to my social platforms. So there's content that I've written 2 years ago that is still really good. Sometimes I'll go through and refresh it, because your voice tends to change a little bit, but it's still all really good stuff, right? It's still stuff that you feel, that you wrote, that you said. Maybe you want to tweak it if it's brand new or like from a million years old, but it's like still all you. And I have my VA take all of my old content and put it in my Smarter queue. And the only thing that you actually have to hit post on is Instagram. So it will go scheduled out to Sparklepreneur Tribe. It will go scheduled out to my business page or any like group that I have. And I don't have to do anything. Like I don't have to like hit post like I would have to do with Instagram. Does that make sense, guys? So I love Smarter Queue. Whatever scheduler you use, I've tried a couple of them. I would definitely recommend doing that. Now, Facebook also has a manual scheduler. Sometimes I'll use that one too. But this is like, I'll have my VA go in and she'll do it all at once and batch it for like the whole entire month. And then she'll do it again, like monthly. And then I can like go in as I feel inspired. And I can like go in and do little things as I feel like the need to, right? So it doesn't always have to be like, oh my gosh, I have to show up today to get this thing out. Like, I don't know what I'm going to say. It can all be working on the back end for you to look like you're showing up every day, right? Because it's all about taking shortcuts and working smarter. It's not about burning yourself out, which I learned the hard way. Does that make sense, guys? Like how to take your pain points and happy points and turn them into forever content and then automate it. Because that's really what I want you guys to get out of this training today. And I hope that it all makes sense and to really get deep within your content. Awesome. Okay. So before you go, I wanted to keep this party going. I am so passionate about showing women how to take their content and turn it into forever, like 365 days of content, automate it, and turn it into clients and cash. Yay! Nicole said, wonderful training. Off to a client call. Watch the replay. Awesome. Feeling inspired. I tried Hootsuite. Could never stick with it, but going to try your thing. Awesome. I would definitely not recommend doing it yourself, Megan. I would always recommend outsourcing this. Okay. So to keep the content party going and really show you, I mean, those are like a couple little tricks and tips that I have to really get into it all and show you how I do it. I want to invite you to learn about Sparklepreneur 365 because it is like my favorite thing ever that I've created, because it is literally what I teach my one-on-one clients who pay me $20,000 to work with me. And I am so happy to introduce Sparklepreneur 365. It is my signature course, and you get instant access to over 40 videos and worksheets and homeworks and PDFs on how to build a successful and freedom-based business using content and automation. You get a lifetime access to this course. Like, it's forever yours. So any single like update or any single like thing that gets added to the course, like you get that. This training live sold out in 6 days and has absolutely raving reviews. So I'm so excited. Okay, so let me tell you all about the modules, because there's 13 modules, tons of bonuses. So excited to share this with you. So we talked a little bit about foundation, but I'm going to really go into it with mindset and starting off. We're going to go back to the beginning in module 2 to make sure that your business is really aligned with what you're doing, teaching you how to work smarter and not harder, diving so deep into that ideal client, because as you can see, your ideal client is so important. Like, you have to know them. So I'm going to teach you all my tricks and hacks around that. All about brand. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you have the best brand. I'm like, it's so simple. Like, it's not fancy. You just have to like figure out a couple things, and I'm going to teach you how to implement that into your business so you have a consistent brand and it looks like you're all over the place all the time. How to really master your voice. Like, a lot of people will come to me like, Holly, I'm not special. There's nothing about me that's special. There's all these people online who have these like niches and special things but I'm not. So I'm going to teach you like to pull out that specialness of yourself, because you are so special and different. Making your clients pull out their credit cards, cha-ching, about sales, right? Like how to sell, like how to write to sell, how to fill in 365 days of content. Like I told you guys a little bit about it today, but we're really going to dive into it. How to write like really good, captivating headlines to get your people to open up your emails, read your posts. Oh my gosh, so good. And I'm giving you examples of actually headlines that have done like crazy open rates with my emails and really awesome examples, like real life examples of my business. I'm going to teach you how I write content and exactly how I do it, how to tell story, like how to use storytelling marketing to really pull people, like tug on their heartstrings, because storytelling is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to run your business. So good. We're going to get all into sales, how I close hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of sales without even a website. Actually, my website's up now, but up until like a couple like weeks ago, I didn't even have a website. Module 13, all about repurposing, recycling, automating my signature content system. I'm showing you some bonuses. I'm showing you my first ever opt-in. It's super vulnerable. Like the one I did by myself, how I created it on Canva, so ugly, but literally started off my business. And it's just to show you that done is so better than perfect. I'm going to teach you one of my favorite tools, Voxer, that I use my clients. And I'm going to teach you a post that went viral, how I wrote it, how I did it, and why it went viral. So those are all the modules. Okay. Sparklepreneur 365 love. So happy I jumped into Sparklepreneur 365. Can I just say, holy shit snacks. That's one of my like favorite quotes ever. Holy shit snacks. My client Megan, she goes, this is so on point. I never knew how I can create massive amounts of content and bam, 60 weeks work. What? Vanessa, just watched this and went for a run. My favorite time for thinking. Got lots of new thoughts on my why. Thanks, Holly. Anime said, enjoy this so much. I think I need to reassess. Yes. Oh my gosh. So many like major business breakthroughs have happened. And this is just the beginning. So if you hire all the people to teach you all this information, if you hire a marketing person, a copywriting person, if you an automation person, it's going to cost you over $30,000. Like it's like if you try to learn this yourself, it's very expensive. Trust me. I've invested over $60,000, probably even more, to like master this in the past 2 years of my coaching business. And the program value is over $8,000, and I'm just going to show you this. But if you purchase this live on this training, I have a special deal for you. I'm so excited about that. So I'm selling this course for $2,222. I have students that have generated that in one day, but I'm going to do something even better. And I'm offering you guys a painful option or 8 biweekly payments of $147. Or a painful 1,111, because who doesn't love angel numbers, right? They're so fun. So I know you're all like so excited to check it out more, and I would love to invite you to go to bit.ly/Sparklepreneur365. Check out the sales page. You can literally start today for $147. Like you get full access, full like portal, and I'm going to show you actually the insides of the training so you can see the whole course. I'm going to show it to you. And more love. Lisa said, implementing lessons from Sparklepreneur 365, launched a program today on her birthday, got notifications on my phone while out enjoying my day. People are signing up. Oh my gosh, music to my ears. My client Genevieve just passed 5 figures again this month. I'm so glad I hired you. Our first session blew my effing mind. Love you and appreciate you massively. And then my client Megan, I'm so freaking in love with my coach. Does anyone else feel that way? Holly gave me all the feels tonight. Did you all know that business coach could tap into your heart and soul? Because she just did that. P.S. If you didn't catch on, Holly is so beyond amazing. If you're thinking about hiring her or just grab her course, 365, just do it. This is your sign right here. So good, right? Okay, I'm giving you so much. You got $1,000 off. You get 13 modules, 40 plus videos, homework, PDFs, a private student Facebook, you guys. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this and open this up, but I was like, I need to. Like, I just want to show you in the private student Facebook how I created this course. So it like takes you through the whole process. You also get a crazy bonus. I put together the sparkly cliff notes of the whole course. So if you're like, okay, I'm just going to like get to the meat and potatoes and like go through it all later, there's an 11-page sparkly cliff notes that literally breaks down the whole course, cliff note style. Isn't that cool? And instant access, you can start today. So you can go to bit.ly/sparklepreneur365 and you can find more details. Okay, so here's like everything that you'll see on the sales page. 13 modules of how to work less and make more money in your business. 41 total videos, which is a $5,000 value. I did fillable or printable because like I am such a it just like depends on my moods. Like sometimes I'm a person who literally prints everything off and like sits down and like writes it, or sometimes I just want it on PDF. So I did that both for you guys so you can choose what works best for you. There's homework assignments to keep you on track, real examples and screenshots from my business. So it's not like I'm just like telling you all this information, like I'm showing you how to apply it to your business. An 11-page PDF filled with the highlights and the sparkly cliff notes of the whole course. That's like a $400 value just as it is. An exclusive Facebook group. You're getting all this, $8,200 value. So excited. Okay. And I have more. If you purchase live on this training, you get a super exclusive and secret Sparklepreneur bundle. You get 2 of my top trainings free, a $9.97 value. It's an It Girl training, how to stand out in line and be that It Girl. A lot of people call this the Sparkly Unicorn training, like how to be that sparkly online unicorn, because there's so many people like, oh, I'm not special. Like there's nothing special about me. But I'm teaching you, like, even if you think you're the most boring person in the world, like I'm seriously going to teach you how to be that It Girl. And then I'm also going to include the Sparklepreneur sales, how to sell an offer out with any tech, my Sparklepreneur system to easy, simple selling shortcuts. So good. Okay, so I want to open up this time for questions. And I also want to show you guys the inside of the course, like what it looks like what the PDF looks like. So feel free to take your microphones, like unmute yourself. And if you have any questions, let me know. And in the meantime, while you're doing all that, I am going to show you literally the inside of the course, like what it looks like and like what the PDFs and stuff look like so you can see. So here is your time to ask any questions while I think I have to like stop my share and then reshare and open up my computer again. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So this is, can you guys see my screen? Sparklepreneur 365. It should be a circle. And can you guys see that? Okay, cool. So this is the whole course. So good, right? Like all this stuff, the bonuses, it's all in here. All these are the modules, super easy to navigate through. All the modules that I told you guys about, right? Your schedule, like so many people ask me about my schedule and I'm like, I'm going to teach you exactly how to work less and create your dream schedule and how to manage everything. So all of these things are the modules and then you click on them and like, then the video pops up, right? That's a great picture of me. Yes, there's a sales page. So you can go to bit.ly/Sparklepreneur365. Okay. So like this is literally like how I started my coaching business. So even if you're just starting off, this is great for you. Like this is for somebody, if you have an online business, whether it's an MLM, whether it is coaching or service-based, if you have an online business or want to have an online business, this is for you. Like this has everything that you need to get started, to get super clear on like who you are, what you're doing, take all the shortcuts and make a shit ton of money. Like, cause that's fun. Like making money means that you're making impact. Okay. So I'm going to break out happy and pain points a little bit more and like actually show you how to like go through that a little bit better. Cause we have more time and like show you how to do that. Like I'm doing this in like real time. Like your forever content, a post that always sells, like I'm teaching you everything. Let's talk about sales. I did 41 videos and these videos, they're not super long. Some of them, maybe like the longest one is like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but they're really like some of them are like super bite sized. So it's not like you're watching like these extensive, like 30-minute trainings. It's like, okay, here's a little bit. Now you go and do. Okay. So then here's like a post that went viral for my thing. I talk about Voxer, all the good stuff. Okay. And then here's what, oh, sorry guys. Here's what the schedule worksheet looks like. This is just an example. So the worksheets that are included with Sparklepreneur 365, like you guys can literally print these out or type in them and save them on your computer and have them forever. So they're really pretty. I created them all like with a lot of like purposeful and like intention and words behind them. So they're really, really, really good. Okay. So Alicia, I would love to have you in this training. I think it'd be so good to have you. You would love it. Like this Sparklepreneur 365 is literally the bomb. Like my private clients go through this and they're like, yeah, this is what you teach us. So I like this year, my goal is to, you know, get on a bigger scale, like impact more people. And one-on-one is great. And you can really like customize and do some amazing things. But this course is a way for me to impact so many more people's lives and help them change their business. So super, super, super excited to share this with you. I'm going to go back to the chat. Okay. So if anyone has any questions about Sparklepreneur 365, don't be shy. I'll go ahead and turn the recording off. If maybe that like intimidates some people to be unrecorded. Let me see. Okay. So I am going to, okay. Awesome, guys. I'm so, so excited for Sparklepreneur 365 for all of you, those who said yes, yay, so excited. And I cannot wait for you guys to go and implement into your business, write better content, pull in more clients, automate it all. So, 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 so proud of you guys for saying yes and investing in yourself and just like knowing that you're meant to not like be tied to your business. Like that's the thing like I want to share with you guys today. Like you are not meant to be handcuffed to your business. You're not meant to like feel burned out. That's not what an online business is supposed to do. So Sparklepreneur 365, like in my mission is to really show you a better, easier, simpler way and just a way that feels lighter, feels easier, so you can not feel guilty about walking away from your business to go on vacation. So you cannot feel guilty about taking a day off when you're sick and being like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. Like that's the reason I created this, is to have that like freedom feeling. So super excited for all of you that said yes. bit.ly/Sparklepreneur 365. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye guys. Sparkles in love.